You look at Neto's numbers and Trout's numbers, and Trout's waiting behind him batting on deck, and they're very similar. But with that said, Neto's numbers are better than Trout's numbers. Trout was an all-star, Neto wasn't. 0-2 is the count, and here's the next pitch. And that is a pitch that misses a little bit high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, certainly Zach Neto's day will come. He will be an all-star multi-times.
Leahy is set. Counts 1-2. And the pitch. And that is a pitch that gets him looking. Neto is going to challenge the call.
The batter is challenging the call strike.
I don't think Zach's going to like this result.
So here we go, and it's a strike, and Neto is a strikeout.
The call's confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
Correct by Shane Livensbarger, the home plate umpire, and Trout the next hitter, 1 away.
Yeah, you talked about Leahy and his size, 6'5". The extension that he gets, and we've been talking a lot about extension, he is in the 97th percentile. So that's that perceived velocity. His fastball sits at 94.2, but it's going to look quicker than that. It's going to jump on these hitters.
And the first one on Trout, that's right in there for a called strike.
If you're tall and you can get that body down that mound farther, that little extra extension you get is going to make your fastball look that much better.
Here's the next delivery. That's way outside. Trout hitting .235. It's the same batting average as Neto. Trout has 18 homers. Neto has 19. Trout has driven in 39. Neto has driven in 46. And the pitch, and that's pitch it's taken. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Neto also has more doubles and triples than Mike Trout this year, and more stolen bases for that matter as well. And pitch, and Trout was checking, and on the appeal, that one right there is going to be a strike. So the count's 2-2 on Trout.
Yeah, that's a good slider. And that is one of his top secondary pitches. As you mentioned, he will mix it up. He's got a very good curveball.
Here's the 2-2, and that one misses, and so the count goes full on Trout. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trout with hits in 13 of his last 15 games. Probably the Angels' hottest hitter is waiting on deck, and that is Shonowell. And here's the next one on Trout. This is bounced on a easy hop to second, and it's fielded there by Weatherholt. Trout is retired, so that is out number 2. Shonowell will be the batter. And as Shonowell gets set to dig in, he's hitting .279. In his last 7 games, he's hitting .481. On-base percentage for Shonowell the last 7 games is .548.
And lefties have hit Weatherholt much better than righties. Lefties .309, righties just .224. Angels have 7 righties and just 2 lefties.
And there's a pitch chased and missed by Shonowell. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Shonowell with hits in 7 of his last 8 games. And here's the delivery. Swings at that one, fouls it back behind the plate. The bottom of the first inning, no score. It's being presented by Foundation Building Materials, the official jersey partner of Angels baseball. And Nolan Shonowell is also our Angels player to watch, presented by Kettle One Vodka.
Kyle Leahy, born in Boulder, Colorado. What a beautiful city that is.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, and that one misses a little bit low.
I spent a summer in Boulder when I was in college. I played on a college team in Boulder.
Here's the next delivery, and that's an easy ground ball to second. So the top and bottom of the first inning really mimicked each other, and the inning will end on that routine 4-3 ground out. Cardinals had 2 4-3 ground outs in the top of the inning and a strikeout, and ditto for the Angels in the bottom of the first. We get ready for the second. No score at the Big A on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Angels fans.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Have you ever had so many tabs open that your computer starts slowing down? Life can feel like that too. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report found that 74% of Americans believe society still discourages asking for help. Therapy.
George Walker will be the first batter up. An all-star this year for the St. Louis Cardinals. And he is clearly having the best year in his major league career.
I ended up winning the home run derby.
He did.
And that was an exciting home run derby. Usually they're like, that was fantastic.
And the pitch, and after winning it against the Phillies DH Carl Schwarber, the Philadelphia fans were booing Jordan Walker. Here's the pitch, and boy, he drills that one into left field, and that is over the head of the left fielder, Josh Lowe. That was by him before he could blink, and diving into second base. Not that he really needed to, was Walker, but he is on with a leadoff double. Not sure why he went diving into second, but it doesn't really matter. He's there safely.
That's the first hit of the game, and that's presented by 714 Tickets. Buy, sell, and enjoy the best seats. Download the app or visit 714tickets.com.
So they have a runner at second to start off the second inning, and Lars Nootbaar is the batter, left-handed hitter. Nootbaar has not hit much this month, just 171. Here's the pitch. And that one, it's right in there for a called strike. Top of the second, scoreless at the moment. Presented by Hyatt Vacation Club. Enjoy a 4-day, 3-night resort getaway from 6 beautiful locations. Call 866-440-8783 to learn more. Here's the pitch, and that is outside. 1-1 is the count.
Man, that ball that Jordan Walker hit, 113 off the bat. You're right. Josh Lowe thought he had a beat on it, and that thing was over his head quickly.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch, and that's a shot into left. It kind of froze Walker, so he's only going to get to third. Goes second to third on the single off the bat of Nootbaar. So the first two batters have hit the ball sharply here. And now with runners at the corners and no outs, Mason Wynn will be the next batter. He's their shortstop.
Yeah, that's a really good at-bat by Nootbaar. Just from the standpoint, this sinker outside part of the plate, headed down, he just stays with it the other direction.
Nootbaar from El Segundo, and the Cardinals have about a good handful of Southern California players on their roster. There's a pitch right in there for a called strike. Counts 0-1 on Mason Wynn. 243 batting average. He's had hits in 3 of his last 4 games. He's a right-handed hitter. Guzman, the third baseman, is across from the bag. Middle part of the infield, double play depth. Here's Soriano's pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. Good slider there. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, this is where Soriano, again, his last start that he had against the Minnesota Twins, No strikeouts. First time in his career as a starter, they didn't have a strikeout. And this is a big moment for a strikeout. 0-2 count. First and third, nobody out. No score in the game.
Soriano is ready. Here's the pitch. And that one a little bit low. Wynn, who's batting, he was a Gold Glover last year. Really good athlete. Former second-round pick of the Cardinals. And that was in the 2020 COVID year draft. Here's the pitch. And that one is low. I want to say that year they only had 5 rounds of the draft.
Yep.
That was it.
You're right.
Now they only have 20 rounds. There was a time where
50 rounds.
Exactly, yeah. But those days are long ago. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Here's the next pitch, and there's a chase and a miss, and he gets the strikeout. The knuckle curveball. Wynn is down. And now Nathan Church, batter who was only in 27 games for the Cardinals a year ago. And he has really been struggling. He comes into this ball game tonight 0 for his last 30. He's hitting 100 in the month of July, and he's had just 7 hits his last 66 times up. He fouls the first pitch back behind the plate. This is a guy you got to get in this situation.
Yeah.
You're not going to face a colder hitter right now in the majors than this guy.
Soriano's had 8 double plays turned behind him this year. Number 9 would be perfect.
Church, a left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. And he fouls that one in the air, out of play on the left side, back and out of play. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. 0-2 is the count on Church. Middle part of the infield, double play depth. Outfield shading Church the opposite way. The pitch. And he lines a ball into right field that's going to drop in and drive in a run. Boy, that came on an 0-2 pitch. They'll have him at the corners. And it's 1-0 St. Louis. Wow. Of all people right there to beat you.
Huge mistake for Soriano. You got a guy that's really cold. This is a sinker. They want the ball down and away, and it's down and in, not where they wanted it. He ends up yanking it to the inside part of the plate.
He hit that ball 104 miles per hour. So Blaze Jordan is the batter now. He's a right-handed hitter. He grounds one to third. Bobbled, though, by the third baseman Guzman. He'll throw to first, and he gets the out, but another run scores as Nootbaar comes in from third base. That should have been an inning-ending double play ball.
Yeah, this ball jumps up on Guzman. You're correct. This should have ended the inning. Instead, it puts another run on the board. Guzman started to come after it, and when he got it, it just popped up on him, hits off the heel of his glove and pops out. He grabs it, but by that time, you could only get that out at first.
So here is Crooks at the plate. Jimmy Crooks, he's their catcher tonight. He's hitting just 185. So on that RBI ground out off the bat of Blaze Jordan over there at first base. No error on the play because you can't assume a double play, but that should have been a double play. And there's one that's chase and a miss, and the count's 0-2 on the 9-hole hitter. .28 pitches so far in the game for Soriano. Here's the next pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. He got him, worked him inside with that fastball, threw it 98 miles per hour. The strikeout will end the inning. But a pair of runs for the Cardinals. They have a 2-0 lead as we get ready to move to the bottom of the second on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French son. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for son?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for son, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Guess which baseball player or manager is at the plate?
Just bring some hardware back for that organization. Like I said, it's not, it's individual award, but definitely can't do this without my teammates, my coaches, the fans.
That's Mike Trout after receiving the third AL MVP award of his career. Catch the next great moment on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite.
Angels ready to go, trailing 2-0 as we start the bottom of the second inning. Soler, Grissom, and Lowe against Leahy, and the first pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike. Soler entering the game, hitting just .206, one for his last 16 at the plate, and he takes that pitch, and that'll even up the count. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1, and that misses low. Soler just 7 for his last 48, and that's over his last 13 games. No homers in those games, 19 strikeouts, and a 146 batting average. Kurt Suzuki has continued to keep him in the cleanup spot.
Yeah, he's talked about it. He says this is a guy that's earned this opportunity to find his way through it, and certainly veteran players do get the longer leash than maybe a younger player would.
There's a pitch that misses low and away. That was a curveball. It's bottom of the second. Angels down 2-0. It's being brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light, choose chill. Here's the next pitch, and that is a chase and a miss, and down on strikes goes Soler. That's the first out. Second strikeout in the game for Kyle Leahy, and Vaughn Grissom, who's been swinging a pretty good bat of late, will be the next Angel batter. We'll have this date in Angels history coming up in just a moment. It's brought to you all season long by Sports Illustrated Tickets. Every game, every show, every moment. Get your tickets at sitickets.com. First pitch, and that one is in there on Grissom for a called strike.
Grissom 4 for 10 in that series against the Tigers.
Here's the pitch, and that's a broken bat shot that hits off the pitcher who turned his back on it, but the ball caroms over near Weatherholt, the second baseman, and he will throw out Grissom. So that will go officially 1-4-3. And that's the second out.
That broken bat is presented by Rip Jerky. Yeah, by the time Leahy gets done with this ball, it's coming back at him. And the broken bat always fools you. It comes back at you a lot slower. You think it's quick, and he just ducks. That ball just right over his back. Turns into an out.
So here's Josh Lowe. He's been struggling at the plate of late, just 3 for his last 28. The pitch, and he's taking, and that one pitch that just missed for a ball.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that extension is playing into this game here tonight. By the time he gets done, that ball is jumping on all these hitters.
And here's another ground ball to second. It's been a busy couple of innings for Weatherholt. He will throw out low, and the inning is over on the 4-3 ground out. This date in Angels history, it happened 11 years ago today, July the 20th, 2015. The Angels hosted their first doubleheader since the 2003 season after a rare rainout the day before, and then the following day, the Angels swept that doubleheader against the Red Sox. That was a 10-pitch inning. We're headed to the third. It's 2-0 St. Louis on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
College night.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Have you ever had so many tabs open that your computer starts slowing down? Life can feel like that too. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report found that 74% of Americans believe society still discourages asking for help. Therapy can help you sort through what's taking.
Top of the third, Angels down 2-0. And the first batter up here for St. Louis, it is J.J. Weatherholt, and the first pitch, he's taking that one. That one misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's Soriano's next pitch, and that's a pitch right in there for a called strike. Weatherholt, a first-round pick of the Cardinals, 7th pick overall in the 2024 amateur draft. He's only 23 years old, and the rookie swings at that one, fouls it off on the left side. Once this season began, the Cardinals signed Weatherholt to an 8-year, $112.5 million deal. That deal begins next season, and the contract will run through the 2034 season. So that's how highly they think of this young man.
Wow. That always stuns me that
the pitcher committed a violation. The count is now 2-2.
So we just had a pitch clock violation, and that was against Soriano. So that moves the count to 2-2, and now he just misses on that pitch, and now it's a full count.
we haven't seen a pitch clock violation in a while.
Yeah. Full count pitch, and that is inside, and that is ball 4. So Weatherholt is on.
That was a really close pitch right there. Well, Hoppy was thinking about it. The Angels have already burned one of their challenge right out of the gate with Zach Neto.
So leadoff walk. They got their leadoff man on last inning, and then he eventually scored. So the batter now is Herrera, who struck out his first time up. It was a toss over to first base, and Weatherholt goes diving back to the bag.
Yeah, you look at this Cardinals roster. It is a pretty young roster. always seeing the veterans with the Cardinals, and they've made some switches. Obviously, they made some trades. Sonny Gray was a big part of it, and they've got a lot of pieces back in a lot of these trades, and a lot of them are now here at the major league level.
They have no one in their starting lineup who's 30 years old tonight. And the pitch, and that's on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Five of their 9 hitters in the lineup, 25 years old or younger. Here's the pitch, and that's on the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike. Cardinals up 2-0. We're in the third inning. St. Louis got both their runs in the top of the second. Here's the next delivery, and checking on that one and holding up on it is the batter Herrera.
And that's the curveball. It looks like when Soriano gets off to the side a little bit, more east to west movement instead of north to south.
There's one that misses low, so that's going to run the count full now. Soriano walked Weatherholt to start the inning off, now 3-2 count. Soriano has walked more batters than any pitcher in the majors this season.
And I expect Weatherholt to be on the move. He's got 9 bags this year. I think he's running.
There he goes, and the pitch, and it's a chase and a miss. The throw down to second's going to be late. Pop-up sliding stolen base for Weatherholt, who's now 10 for 10 in steal tries this year. So he moves up on the strikeout, and Alec Burleson will be the next batter.
That stolen base is presented by Don Julio Tequila.
4 strikeouts already for Soriano against the first 11. Burleson grounded out his first time up. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. Soriano an 8-6 record coming into the ball game tonight, tied for 7th in the AL in wins. Here's the next pitch. This is grounded to the third baseman. It's handled there by Guzman. Looks the runner back to second and throws the first in time to get Burleson. So a 5-3 ground out. No advancement by that runner at second. 2 outs. And Jordan Walker will be the next batter.
It's a good split there. Nice play by Guzman, ranging to his left. Gets it, does exactly what you're supposed to do. Check the runner, make sure he gets back. And big moment right here. Obviously, Jordan Walker, their big power guy. This is where you got to be careful. Make sure if you walk him, so be it.
Yeah, you have first base open. He leads the majors and runs batted in, and he couldn't be any hotter right now. And he takes ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next delivery. This is chopped to Neto. Should be an out. The shortstop's throw in plenty of time. Walker is set down, and so are the Cardinals. The inning ends on a 6-3 ground out. It's top of the third inning, presented tonight by Modelo. The mark of a fighter. Must be 21 and over. Please drink responsibly. Bottom of the third is next. 2-0 St. Louis on Angels Radio. Also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Get your... First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Do you know the following baseball slang? Today's phrase is gopher ball. Do you know what it means? Gopher ball, a pitch that is hit for a home run. It's an alteration of a pitch that will gopher extra bases.
Steven Wilson on the first pitch he throws gives up the gopher ball.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com. It's time to step up to the plate and see if you can guess which baseball player or manager said the following.
I'm so honored to ride with these guys. They inspire me with how resilient they've been. But to get this call, be part of this, I know how.
We get ready to move to the bottom of the third, 2-0 St. Louis. Kyle Leahy has retired all 6 batters that he's faced so far. And here's his first pitch. Batter is Joe Adell, and he's taking the first one in that pitch. Fastball 95 for a called strike. Adell trying to snap out of an 0 for 24 skid. His season average now at 237. Joe Adell leads the Angels in runs batted in. And there's a pitch he's taking for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander against right-hander. And here's the next delivery. That's on the outside corner. That's a called strike.
Leahy has been impressive so far. And you feel like he's coming right at the Angels. Talked about he's a guy that usually uses his secondary pitches way more than he does his fastball, but he's pumping some heaters in here tonight. Just 26% fastball usage.
Here's the pitch. That's grounded sharply and right over by the Angels dugout on the third base side. Looked like Adell might have cracked his bat, so he's going to get a new piece of lumber before moving back in the batter's box. Angels interim general manager John Mozeliak is in attendance tonight. In fact, he's on the ESPN telecast right now, and I'm sure some mixed emotions for him with the Angels taking on the club he ran for close to 2 decades, the Cardinals.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time over there by the Cardinals dugout, talking to a lot of their personnel. I'm sure he's been involved with just about everybody in that dugout.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and Adell swings it. This one lifts a high fly ball that's carrying deep out into left field. It is out of here. Well, that's a way to break out of a hitting slump right there. That was a blast off the bat of Adell, home run number 14 of the season. That'll cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1 St. Louis.
Now, this is a curveball and a hanging curveball. Joe Adell unloads on it. This is a no-doubter. As soon as that barrel makes contact, see you later.
That home run, 104 miles per hour off the bat of Joe Adell. Tail of the tape, 389. 2-1 St. Louis, and the batter now is Denzer Guzman, who fouls the pitch off right by the plate.
For Leahy, that's the 10th home run he's allowed this season.
Here's the pitch. And trying to hold up, and doing so is Guzman on the appeal. The first base umpire over there, Mark Rippiker, says he was holding.
That's got to feel good for Joe Adell.
Here's the pitch, and that's popped in the air down the right side, and that one is going to push foul back to the seats out of play. Chasing was Jordan Walker, but out of his reach. Angels down by a run. The Angels, who came away with the victory yesterday, beating the Tigers 3-2. The last time the Angels came away with back-to-back wins a little shy of a month ago, the 27th and 28th of June, the last time the Angels had back-to-back wins. See if the Angels can come back and win this one here tonight.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. Grounded sharply, third base side. It was hugging the line, but it goes foul. Just foul by the time it got near that third base bag.
And you mentioned it. The Cardinals are coming off a really tough loss last night in Arizona.
There's one that's chopped foul on the left side. Ollie Marmol, their manager, was asked about that loss yesterday in Arizona to wrap up that weekend series, and he didn't hold any punches. Here's the pitch. That's fouled back. He said after that game yesterday, I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of learning opportunities in that one. Speaking about that game yesterday, it stings, and to quote him, he said, it sucks. No one is more disappointed than me, but at the end of the day, we have to move on and try the next day, and that's where they're at here today, and they're up by a run.
Yeah, that's the thing with baseball. There's another game the very next day. You don't have time to really dwell on that very painful loss for them.
Here's the pitch. Little tapper by the mound. The shortstop has it. He's going to have to hurry the throw, and it is just in time to get Guzman. Mason Wynn is a Gold Glover, and that ball there, he had to get it over to first base in a hurry. That's out number one, and O'Hoppe, the next batter.
Yeah, Mason Wynn might have one of the strongest arms for a shortstop. And he took his time getting to this, and Guzman was thinking he's going to get a hit out of this. And Mason Wynn cranked that thing up and let it fly.
Here's O'Hoppe at the plate. Goes after the first pitch and pops this one up. Not far away from the mound at all. The first baseman is under it, and he will make the catch. That's Burleson. He made the catch behind the mound on the grass over there. Second out in the inning. And Zach Neto will be the next batter. Neto struck out his first time up. Leahy ready. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled back. That pitch was up and in on Zach Neto, the Angels shortstop. Neto leads the American League in runs scored. Tied for sixth in extra base hits. Tied for eighth in total bases.
And that first at bat for Zach Neto, he ended up striking out looking. All fastballs, 4 fastballs. And you don't see that very often with Zach Neto.
Here's the pitch. He chases and misses that one. And he's down. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Neto is also leading the AL in strikeouts. He struck out 138 times this season. He's on pace to strike out over 200 times this year. Next delivery, 2-strike pitch. Takes it low and away. This bottom of the third, the Angels down by a run, 2-1. It's being presented by OG's Pizza.
Zach Neto having a nice month of July, 288 here in the month of July.
And here's the 1-2. And this is popped foul behind the plate. It's going to get back and out of play. About 4 rows back. So Neto stays alive. 1-2 is the count.
I was talking to Cardinals radio broadcaster Ricky Horton about Leahy today, and he said, hey, this guy is a fierce competitor. And we're seeing that. You got a fastball hitter, and he's coming right after Zach Neto.
1-2 pitch. And that's a pitch right there. It was a curveball. 2-2. Talked a lot prior to the All-Star break and certainly coming out of it. The Major League Baseball trading deadline is looming. In fact, 2 weeks from today, the pitch, and that's fouled off. You're starting to see a little trickle of deals right now. And a lot of people think with so many teams still, if nothing else, in the wild card race, that there could be a bevy of deals coming up in the next 2 weeks. The pitch, it's chopped foul over on the third base side. We'll do it again, 2-2. Cardinals have a 2-1 lead. Angels batting bottom of the third.
It's going to be interesting to see how do the Angels head into that trading deadline.
Here's one grounded by Neto. It's out of the reach of the shortstop win. So Neto gets a 2-strike, 2-out hit. And he's on to keep the inning alive for Mike Trout.
That is a really good at-bat for Zach Neto. The pitch before was in on him at 94. Speeds up his bat. Leahy's thinking, okay, I just sped up his bat. There's no way he's going to be able to stay back on a changeup. Throws him this changeup, and Neto does stay back and able to hit it right back up the middle. Mason Wynn, the shortstop, playing over in the hole. Plenty of space up there.
So here's Trout, who grounded out the second his first time up. The pitch, he's taking a little bit high. That was a slider.
Neto had a stolen base in that Tiger series, number 13 on the season. Been caught 9 times.
Here's the next one on Trout. Swings at it, pops it foul on the first base side, and that one is going to get back a few rows behind the Cardinals dugout, out of play. Kyle Leahy, who's pitching almost every appearance he had last year, came out of the bullpen. He's already thrown more innings right now than he threw all of last year. He was in 62 games last year, and they were in relief with 1 save. And the pitch, and that's a pitch right there that Trout is taking, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Pitch missed. Next delivery, and that's in there, taken by Trout. Curveball.
I am expecting Neto to be on the move. Leahy's allowed 7 stolen bases this year. Talked about his size, 6'5", not real quick to home plate.
Toss over to first, and Neto had a dive back to the bag.
Yeah, the worst thing that happens if he gets thrown out, it just resets Mike Trout's at-bat for the 4th.
Two and two on Trout. Next pitch. Swings at it. Swings late and fouls it off over on the right side, backing out of play. The catcher, Jimmy Crooks, has not been with the Cardinals the entire season. This is only his 28th game of the year. He was in AAA earlier this year, played over 50 games in AAA. Here's the pitch. That's low and outside. And Trout has worked a full count.
And Jimmy Crooks has not thrown out a runner yet this year. 8 bags against him, no caught stealings.
Here's the next pitch on Trout, and that is a chase and a miss, and that was a changeup that fools Trout, just kind of flips his bat away in disgust, and the inning ends on the strikeout. So Leahy has had 1 in each of the first 3 innings. We will head to inning number 4. St. Louis up by a run. They lead the Angels 2-1 on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the Markable Fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Have you ever had so many tabs open that your computer starts slowing down? Life can feel like that too. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report found that 74% of Americans believe society still discourages asking for help. Therapy.
AMA 30 KLAA, Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
Get ready for inning number 4. St. Louis 2 runs on 3 hits. The Angels a run on 2 hits. The first batter up for the Cardinals will be Lars Nootbaar. He's had a single. He's scored one of their 2 runs. Talked how young this Cardinals team is, and if you look at the starting lineup for them here tonight from the position player standpoint, Nootbaar is the oldest player out of the 9 in their lineup. He's 28 years old. The pitch takes that one for a called strike. Leahy, their starting pitcher, is 29. Soriano is ready. Here's the 1-1. And that's a pitch that just missed for a ball. This top of the 4th inning, it's brought to you by Kettle One Vodka. Smooth tasting and made to cocktail. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 2-2 is the count. Next pitch on Nootbaar, swings at that one and fouls that pitch off.
Nootbaar got that really good at bat. Took that split on that outside part of the plate, hit it to left field.
Soriano's next delivery. This is lifted in the air down the left field side. This one is pushing foul, and it's going to get back to the seats and out of play.
When I see that swing right there, that's 97 and late going after it. It means to me that I got to stick with the velocity and not slow anything down to where that bat speed's going to catch up.
That pitch a little bit inside. That was pitch 51 of the night for Soriano. So he's worked the count full. We'll see what gives. Here's the 3-2 payoff. It's bounced by the mound, stopped near second by Neto, and his throw is in time. That's a 6-3 ground out. First out here in the 4th inning, and Mason Wynn will be the next batter. Wynn struck out his first time up.
6 ground out in the game for Soriano.
Soriano hasn't won a start for the Angels since the 13th of June, so he's gone over a month. The last 5 starts, 3 no decisions, and a pair of losses. And there's a swing and a miss by Mason Wynn. It's no balls and 1 strike. Soriano this year here at the Big A. This is his 10th start at home, 3-2 record here at Angel Stadium with a 3.99 ERA. He's actually pitched a little better on the road this year. Here's the pitch, and this is lifted in the air, not very deep at all in right center. Joe Adell waiting, and he'll make the catch on that one. Routine play. Soriano has now retired the last 5 in a row. 2 gone here in the 4th with the Cardinals up 2-1, and the batter will be Nathan Church. And he drove in their first run.
Yep, 0-2 tumbling splitter.
Yeah.
And it was down, but it was still in the strike zone down. That's, again, count leverage.
Here's the pitch on its way, and that's a pitch right there in there for a called strike. The hit by Church's first time up in that second inning snapped an 0 for 30. He had the longest active hitless streak coming into the ball game in the majors, and he's going to line another one into right center. The ball was fumbled a little bit by Trout, and hustling up to second and safe, beating the throw and the tag is Church. So that was a hustle play all the way on that one. That could easily go down as a hit and an error.
Yeah, this should have been an easy out at second base. Trout takes a little too much time.
And now it's going to be challenged, the play at second base.
Los Angeles is challenging to take call at second base. Previous play is under review.
So
this challenge is presented by Easton, and Easton. Yeah, look at this. Church beats the throw to second base. It's now, does he stay intact? Oof. I think Neto's got a case here. Neto was immediately pointing, hey. His hand is on the base before Neto has the baseball, but all his momentum, he comes in and
sliding out the bag.
Yeah,
now,
looks like.
Yeah, he tried to keep his left knee on the bag, but it looked like it disengaged for just a split second.
I agree. And boy, Trout, Adele are starting to head to the Angels dugout after looking at what they saw, and I'm with them. He had all this momentum going in. He was coming in hot. As you mentioned, that was a hustle double. Well, most guys would have never even attempted that. He can run.
Right now, they've ruled it a hit and an error, so this could take an error off the board against Trout if the Angels win this challenge.
Yeah, as soon as his right hand, it's on top of the base, and then it just keeps going and slides off the backside of the base before his knee ends up touching the base. I see this getting overturned here.
Yeah. It's taking a long time, though. But you would think what we're seeing on our monitor and also on the big video board here at the Big A that there was a disengagement off the second base bag by the hitter sliding in there, Nathan Church.
We have on our monitors now. We're looking at all the monitors in New York.
Here we go, the announcement.
After review, the runner had obtained second base. However, with his momentum, he came off the base. The call is overturned. The runner is out.
So that'll go down as a hit. And then the play at second will get him 8-6 to end the inning. So take the error off the board against Mike Trout.
Yep.
He's probably the happiest guy as far as that result is concerned. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It's still a 2-1 Cardinals lead on Angels Radio. Also available free on the Angels Radio app.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Here's the pitch to Willie. Here's a liner straight to Richardson. The ball game is over and the World Series is over. Willie McCovey hit it like a bullet. A line drive right straight to Bobby Richardson at second.
Nolan Shotwell will lead things off. Angels ready to bat. Bottom of the fourth we go. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Cardinals have out-hit the Angels 4 hits to 2. So here's Shotwell, who grounded out to second his first time up, and the left-handed batter takes low and in for a ball. The bottom of the fourth inning brought to you by JAE Electronics, technology to inspire innovation.
Nolan Shotwell over the past 14 days. Best in the American League on base percentage, .543.
Highest batting average of anyone in the lineup tonight for the Angels, and he just went after that pitch. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Third baseman Blaze Jordan playing in the shortstop hole. The shortstop Mason Wynn not too far from second. Shotwell's taking that pitch, and it misses for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shotwell, part of the power of the lineup, presented by Just Ingredients, real food, better health. Here comes the next pitch, and that is low and in. The St. Louis Cardinals, who came into the action tonight, their record 51-47. Here's the next delivery. It's going to be a hit for Shotwell. He lines that one into medium right center. So he keeps up his hot hitting. That hits now 8 of his last 9 ball games. Angels have the leadoff man reaching base safely for a second straight inning, and Jorge Soler will be the next batter.
Yeah, really good at bat for Shotwell. Everything looks locked in for Nolan Shotwell.
Here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. St. Louis Cardinals have had winning seasons, 16 of their last 18 seasons. Had a rough year, you might recall, back in 2023. That year they were 20 games under 500. And that was their worst record going back to 1990, when they went 71-91 back in that 2023 season. Here's the pitch. That's lined into left field, but they're waiting, making the catch. It goes right to him. Lars Nootbaar puts that one away. That was hit hard off the bat of Soler, 101 miles per hour, but routine play, one gone.
Yeah, it's another hanging breaking ball that Soriano is fooled by it. He's on his front foot, but still so strong, able to get that hard out to left field. Well, that's the one if he stays back on. That's the one Joe Adell got. Got a hanging breaking ball and crushed it.
Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss by Grissom. Cardinals have been to the postseason 4 of the last 7 years, 9 of the last 15 years. Won the World Series 11 times. Been in first or second place in the NL Central 13 of the last 17 seasons. And there's a pitch there that's chased and missed. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes on Grissom. Angels have the tying run on at first, and Shotwell down 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Next delivery, that one misses. And the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. These two clubs back at it tomorrow night. First pitch will be at 6:38, and then the day game coming up to wrap up this series on Wednesday. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit the third. This could be two. Second for one. Relay to first, and it's dug out nicely by Burleson at first base, and that's how the inning will end. It ends on a 5-4-3 twin killing. Angels are retired here in the fourth. The fifth inning is next. 2-1 Cardinals on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Attention. Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Have you ever had so many tabs open that your computer starts slowing down? Life can feel like that too. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report found that 74% of Americans believe society still discourages asking for help. Therapy.
St. Louis. Blaze Jordan gets ready to lead things up. He's their 8-hole hitter and third baseman tonight. And the first pitch, that one is in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count. The top of the fifth, presented by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Here's the next pitch. And that is a pitch taken, and it misses. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count.
Jose Soriano gives up the 2 runs in the second inning. He's been good since.
Here's the next delivery. That's a ground ball to Neto Fields, and his throw is in plenty of time. 1 away. Second time Jordan has grounded out on the left side of the infield, and Jimmy Crooks, the catcher 9-hole hitter, will be the batter. Talked a little bit about the crushing loss the Cardinals had yesterday. They were up 7-0 in Arizona going into the 6th inning yesterday and lost that game 8-7. A walk-off loss in the bottom of the 10th inning. The pitch. Here's a high fly ball that's hit pretty well out into left center. Trout's near the rim of the track, and he'll make the catch on that one. And that will be the second out. Crooks retired. Weatherholt will be the next batter.
Yeah, again, talking to Cardinal broadcaster Ricky Horton about that loss yesterday, he said, hey, they completely collapsed. He said, it was on us. We just absolutely gave that game away.
Yeah, you're up 7-0 going into the 6th inning. You're thinking, this is...
Hell yeah.
This is an easy one. And
believe me, the Angels have had their share of tough losses. Yeah. And those sting.
Here comes the pitch. And that's right in there for a called strike. Cardinals have lost 8 of their last 12 had the worst record in the National League going back to the 5th of July. Here's the pitch, and that one is a pitch that is outside. So it's 2-1 on Weatherholt. He's had a walk in his 2 times up. Here's the delivery, and that's a pitch there that he's taking. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, this year with 2 outs, this is where Soriano really needs to lock in. There's a lot of 2-out walks with Soriano.
And there's a chase and a miss. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. See if Soriano can get him.
Much better curveball, that last one.
Here's the next delivery, and he is going to get him. That was elevated. He threw that fastball by him, tipped it into the mid of hole. Hoppy struck him out, and it's a quick, clean inning for Soriano, setting them down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th. That was a 10-pitch inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Right now, Cardinals up on the Angels 2-1 on Angels Radio, also available on the new and improved Angels Radio app.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
The 1-0 pitch, watching, it's a high fly ball to Landreau. This is it. Landreau waiting and waiting. He's got it. The Los Angeles Dodgers have just about done the impossible. Lasorda throws his hat away, runs out with his hands and arms held high in the air to grab Steve Garvey.
Listen to the game's next unforgettable call right here on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Do you know the following baseball slang? Today's phrase is eephus. Do you know what it means? Eephus, an extremely slow lobbed pitch with movement that can catch a hitter off guard.
Eephus.
Josh Lowe gets set to lead it off for the Angels, who trail 2-1. We go to the bottom of inning number 5 here at the Big A. Angels' only run coming on a Joe Adell leadoff homer in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch on Lowe takes it. It's in there for a called strike. That was a sweeper. Kyle Leahy, the big right-hander's next pitch. That's fouled off to our left. That goes to the lower view level, backing out of play. 0-2 is the count. Not much of a breeze tonight here at the Big A. 79 degrees when we got started. There's one that's fouled off, and the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes.
Another sticky night here, though.
Yeah.
It is humid. Getting all your Arizona weather over here, although it's not raining.
Yep, that's true. Had the monsoons go through Arizona last week.
Yeah, you were back home and you said it was raining just about every day.
Yep. It wasn't nonstop rain, but you'd have those big bursts of thunderstorms pass by parts of the Phoenix region. And there's a pitch that is taken, and that one now evens up the count. It's 2-2.
It's always a head scratcher. You got a desert in the middle of the summer, and that's when the monsoon season is.
Yep. And here's the pitch, chopped on the first base side, but it's a foul ball. 2-2 is the count. But yeah, there were a lot of first weather alerts going on in the Phoenix area last week. Third baseman Jordan playing in the shortstop hole. He's in a little bit as well on the dirt. Here's the pitch, and that is right down the heart of the plate. Struck him out looking. Josh Lowe retired in the strikeout department tonight. That's number 4 of the evening for Kyle Leahy, and his control's been good. He has yet to walk a batter. So here's Adele. Is Homer the only Angel run so far? And the first pitch of ball, the count's 1 ball, no strikes.
Angels trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. The Cardinals have about hit the Angels tonight 4-3.
Next pitch, and Adele's taking. That one's a little bit outside. The Angels have scored 3 runs or less in each of the last 5 games coming into tonight. The Angels have won just 1 of those last 5, and that was the victory yesterday. The pitch, that's on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Here's the delivery, and it's grounded right to the shortstop. That's gobbled up by Wynn, and Adele is an easy out. So 2 are gone. The last 4 in a row retired by Leahy, and the batter will be Denzer Guzman. The Cardinals, who are on the road facing the Angels here tonight, coming out of the All-Star break, they're in a stretch where they are going to play 20 games in 20 days. Yeah. So they are in a grueling stretch right out of the break. And there's a pitch that's low, and they just got done completing 3 in Arizona over the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of that's makeup games. They had some rainouts.
Yep. And there's a lot of talk that they're going to go to a 6-man rotation during this stretch. Here's a hot smash hit down to third. Nice stop there by Jordan, and his throw in time. Angels third baseman hits one sharply to the Cardinals third baseman, and that'll wrap things up. Quick inning for Leahy. Angels go down 1-2-3. We're moving to the 6th inning. St. Louis still up by a run, 2-1 on Angels Radio. Also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Baseball. Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Have you ever had so many tabs open that your computer starts slowing down? Life can feel like that too. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report found that 74% of Americans believe society still discourages asking for help. Therapy.
Jose Soriano, the Angels starter, getting ready to wrap up his warm-up tosses. Thrown 67 pitches so far in his 5 innings. He's allowed 4 hits so far in the ball game. And both runs he gave up came in inning number 2. With a little lucky, would have only given up 1 in that inning.
Yep.
So the first batter is Ivan Herrera. He's their DH. And the first pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. Herrera's 26 years old. Hit 19 homers for them a year ago. 284 batting average last season. The pitch, and he fouls that one off over by Burleson waiting on deck. He made a kick save on that one that came right over to him.
Soriano 10 swings and misses in this game tonight.
There's the pitch, and did he go after that one? Yes, he did on the appeal. The first base umpire, Mark Rippiker, says that Herrera offered at that pitch. That's the 3rd straight time that he has struck out tonight against Soriano. So 1 away.
Yeah, 6th strikeout in the game for Soriano. We talked about his last start against Minnesota. Did not strike out anyone.
At the plate now, Burleson. A couple of ground outs off his bat. With Burleson and Walker batting back-to-back for the Cardinals. Pretty good 1-2 punch. They're both in the top 5 in the National League in runs batted in. So they have been 2 real solid run producers back-to-back in their batting order. Counts 2-0 on Alec Burleson, and here's the next delivery. He takes big swings and took a vicious cut at that one, fouls it back behind the plate. The top of the 6th inning, it's being presented tonight by Coca-Cola. 2-1 Cardinals on top. Here's the pitch, and that's outside. It misses. 3-1.
Soriano's using his fastball between the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer tonight. 61%.
Here's the next pitch, and this is lifted high in the air. This ball's carrying deep out into left center. Trout is at the wall, and he makes the catch. He reached up. I don't think it was going to go. It was close. And a long out off the bat right there of Burleson for out number 2.
And Burleson thought he got it. He felt it, and it sounded like he got it, and that ball just dies right on the warning track. Trout just gets to the wall, reaches up. Oh, that would have been close.
It was close. Not sure if it would have skipped over. It might have hit the wall, and you never know. Sometimes they go over, sometimes they drop on the warning track. There's a pitch in there for a called strike. Jordan Walker, who's been their big bat this season at the plate. Here's the next pitch, and that one is a little bit low. You have a couple of Jordans playing right field tonight. Jordan Walker and Jordan Joe Adele. His real first name is Jordan Joe Adele. There it's tipped foul. And their career path has been somewhat similar as well. Both so highly touted in their organizations, both having to deal with a lot of adversity at the major league level.
Jordan Walker in spring training was struggling so bad. They said he was hitting 120 in spring training. And they didn't know what to do with him.
Here's the pitch. Swings at that one, fouls it off. It's a former first-round pick for the Cardinals, just like Joe Adell was a first-round pick by the Angels.
They didn't know whether they were going to send him back down to AAA. And Jordan Walker said, hey, I'm just going to... He said, I got to clear the noise in my head. I have too much noise.
Here's the pitch. This is lined out to center. Trout's there waiting. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning. A couple of putouts for the Angels center fielder, the Angel All-Star Mike Trout. That will wrap things up. They send just 3 to the plate. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 2-1 St. Louis on Angels Radio. Also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Angels. First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do Nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte. North America Tour 2026. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Logan O'Hoppe is the batter for the Angels. First pitch, and that is in there on the Angels catcher. O'Hoppe popped out to the first baseman Burleson his first time up. 2-1 St. Louis on top, and they've had that lead since they got their first 2 runs in the ball game in the top of the second. O'Hoppe just fouled another one off. The count's 0-2. 83 pitches right now for Kyle Leahy. He's set. Here's the next one. And that is a pitch he's checking on the appeal. First base umpire says O'Hoppe was holding. 1-2.
Yeah, you look at Kyle Leahy. He's been on a roll. Last 5 starts, 2-1 record, a 1.42 ERA.
There's the next pitch, and that was close. A little low and away with that one. It was a sinker at 95. Next delivery. O'Hoppe grounds that one foul over on the left side. And here's the 2-2, grounded right to the shortstop. That's handled there by Blaze Jordan. O'Hoppe will be an easy out. So 1 gone here to start things up in the Angels' 6th. Neto, the batter, he's had a 1-for-2 night.
The first 25,000 fans on Wednesday, July 29th against the Astros will receive a City Connect beach towel, courtesy of Tempe Tourism. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Most of the outs recorded behind Leahy have been on the ground tonight, and there's a big chase and a miss there by Zach Neto for strike 1.
His ground ball rate, 44% this year. Yep.
Looks like they've only had 2 outs in the air against Angels hitters so far tonight. There's one that almost hit Neto. He had a scamper out of the batter's box there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
We always talk about Neto stands right on top of home plate. It's been hit 7 times this year, and that fastball was coming right at his hands.
Mentioned Neto getting hit 7 times. Efren Herrera, the Cardinals, he's been hit 24 times this year. Here's one that's hopped on the first base side, straddling the foul line, making the catch in foul territory, is the first baseman Burleson. That's an easy out. 2 are gone. Boy, when you get hit by that many pitches in roughly 100 games or so, that becomes part of your game.
Yeah.
That's a way to get on base.
And that's why Burleson and Walker have so many RBIs.
Right, the guy's always on. He's getting hit by pitches once every 4 games.
Cardinals do have some action in their bullpen. 3rd time through the order, Kyle Leahy, teams are hitting .391 against him.
And Trout at the plate now is checking the swing, fouls that one off. Trout a ground out and a strikeout.
Trout here in the month of July, 250, a home run, 3 RBIs, a couple of doubles, and a stolen base. That's the Trout Tracker presented by State Farm.
That's fouled back by Mike Trout.
Trout would like to get that one back. That's a sweeper that stays right in the middle of the plate. He fouls it straight back.
Angels trailing at 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's being brought to you by United Airlines. Leahy ready. The next one on Trout. That's high. 1-2 is the count. Two-strike pitch. Way low and away with that one. 2-2 on Trout.
Trout entered the day with a .390 on-base percentage.
4th in the AL in that department. Mike Trout. Here's the next one, and this is bounce fair, third base side behind the bag, fielded there by Jordan. His throw to first in time. Angels have a quiet bottom of the 6th inning as all 3 retired in the infield. The 7th is next. St. Louis, they've played a lot of one-run games this season. They're up by 1-2-1 on Angels Radio as we head to the 7th. Also available, Angels Radio on the Angels Radio app.
What? Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
I'll adopt a cat. Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York Lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in a cat.
Jose Soriano getting ready to work here in inning number 7. He's at 80 pitches. First batter is Lars Nootbaar. Here's the pitch, and that's a little bit high and away. Soriano has set down the last 6 in a row and 11 of the last 12. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes.
We've been talking about his last 3 starts been much better. Feel like everything's starting to come back together for him.
There's a pitch in there for a called strike.
We haven't seen the overpowering fastball.
Here's the next delivery. This is a little tapper foul over on the right side. As Soriano works here in the 7th inning, the last time that he pitched this deep in a game, you have to go back to the 21st of May. He went 6 2/3 in that start. Everything else has been 6 full innings or less. And there's a pitch in there, a called third strike on that 2-2 delivery. Nootbaar out looking on that fastball at 96, 1 away.
Spotted real well. Nootbaar sitting off speed, gets the fastball, just freezes him. 7th strikeout in the game for Soriano.
Batter now is Mason Wynn. And the first pitch on him, he's taking, that's right in there for a called strike.
Oh, that curveball started at him. In fact, Mason Wynn started to back out. Thought that ball was going to hit him, and it comes back, catches plenty of the plate.
Here's the delivery, and that's low and away. It misses for a ball. Here comes the 1-1, and that's low and away again. That fastball got away from Soriano. 2 balls and 1 strike.
For Soriano, just his second appearance against the Cardinals. Second start. He had a start in 2024 against them.
Here's the next one that's fouled off the foot. It looked like a win. That ball went bouncing back towards the mound, foul ball. So it's 2-2. All-time series, Angels and Cardinals. St. Louis leads the all-time series with a 14-13 record against the Halos. Here comes the delivery, and that's fouled straight back. Sounded like that got our microphone behind home plate. That was a dead hit right there. Here's another 2-2, and it's hit a mile high out behind second base. Grissom on the outfield grass. The second baseman waits for it, makes the catch, and that's the second out.
Join us for SpongeBob Night on July 31st. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a SpongeBob Angels jersey. Visit angels.com/promotions.
There's Nathan Church, who's had a 2-for-2 night with a run batted in. It's 2-1 Cardinals here in the 7th. 2 outs, no one on. Swings at the first one, fouls it off over on the left side. That's back to the club level, out of play.
Angels getting some action in the bullpen. Looks like Sammy Natera Jr. getting loose.
Here's the pitch, and that's a pitch that misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Church.
That pitch there, number 93 of the night for Soriano.
There's the next delivery, and Church is taking that one. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Interesting. Again, this game is on ESPN, and we haven't had our normal box on home plate tonight.
Yeah, the pitch, and there's a fly ball lifted into medium left center. Under making the catch on that one is Josh Lowe, and that will end the inning. Not sure if that might do it for Soriano tonight. We'll see. He's retired the last 9 in a row, and 14 of the last 15 Cardinal batters. But the Angels are down by a run, 2-1, as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
The next time you're at the checkout register, look for the balloon, because a donation to Children's Miracle Network has the power to change lives. Children's Miracle Network supports 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. These nonprofit hospitals provide care for all kids, from routine checkups to life-changing treatments. So look for the balloon and make a big change for a kid near you. Learn more at cmn.org.
The Clubhouse Spark.
Hunter Pence, another spirited pregame speech.
The staff savior.
Sabathia, a complete game.
The game-changing bat.
Noenas Cespedes, unbelievable.
History shows one move in July can impact all of October.
Strikeout number 13 for Cliff Lee.
Simply masterful. Who will be the missing piece that changes everything this year? The trade deadline, August 3rd on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals.
Just a one-run lead for the Cardinals, 2-1. Ryan Stanek will take over for Kyle Leahy. So he pitched very well and leaves with a chance to be a winner. Can't lose it. He'll have to get some help from his bullpen. They have an all-star closer this year due to the Cardinals. Johnwell leads things up against Stanek. Here's the first pitch, and the first one is in there for a called strike, a fastball at 94. The batter is challenging the called strike. And Johnwell's challenging the call.
I like this challenge. This ball looks up and in.
The call is overturned. Los Angeles has one challenge remaining.
So it is overturned. Stanek has struggled a bit this season in relief, and that pitch there misses ball 2. 2-0. His ERA is 4.82. Here's the pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike.
The batter is challenging the called strike.
Johnwell's going to try another challenge here. Let's see what happens on this one. He wins another challenge, does Johnwell. Don't see that happen. A batter does it twice in the same at bat.
Yeah, he's locked in right now. That he sees the ball really well. Johnwell has such a great idea of the strike zone.
And the next delivery, that ends up being a 4-pitch walk, although 2 of those 4 pitches were called strikes.
That is the first walk in the game for the Cardinals. Leahy, no walks.
So Johnwell is on to start the inning off. We'll give you the numbers on Leahy, the starter, in just a moment. Here's the pitch, and there's a little chopper that's fouled off over near the Angels dugout, and it's 0-1 on Soler. So far tonight, Soler 0 for 2. He's been struggling mightily at the plate, and he tips that one foul. So the count's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jorge Soler, 1 for his last 12 with 8 strikeouts.
Count's 0-2 on Soler. Next pitch, and he is taking that one, and he is out looking. That was not a good at-bat right there.
No, completely fooled by this slider, and this one catches a ton of the play.
So one away. Grissom, who's grounded out a couple of times tonight, will be the next batter. The call to the bullpen for St. Louis, presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink. We're in the bottom of the 7th with the Angels down 2-1. It's being brought to you by StubHub, and here's a pop-up right near the first base bag that's caught by Burleson in fair territory on the infield dirt. Easy out. Grissom is retired, and 2 are gone.
For a limited time, save 20% on Angels.TV seasonal pass. Stream Angels baseball in market, live, and on demand. Subject to national games. For details, visit Angels.TV.
Here's Josh Lowe. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Lowe swings and misses for strike 1. Cardinals signed Stanek in the offseason. He was with the Mets last year. He's moved around in recent seasons. Former first-round pick of Tampa Bay back in 2013. And there's a pitch that's taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, a long-time bullpen piece for the Astros.
Two outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. That's low. So again, Leahy, the starter, 95 pitches, 62 for strikes, 6 innings, 3 hits. Gave up a run. It was earned. The run on the Adele homer, no walks, 4 strikeouts for their starter, Kyle Leahy.
Yeah, very impressive job. Another great start for Leahy.
Everyone is set. Here's the 2-1. That's outside, and now the count goes to 3-1. Should be getting the official attendance shortly. Pretty good crowd on hand for this Monday night at the Big A, opening game of this 3-game series. Game 4 of the homestand. The pitch. That's a little bloop into shallow left field, but making the catch about waist high is Nootbaar in medium left center. The inning is over. Angels got the leadoff walk to Shotwell, and then the next 3 retired. We will head on to the 8th inning with the Angels down by a run, 2-1 on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
If you are... You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The next time you're at the checkout register, look for the balloon, because a donation to Children's Miracle Network is a donation to your local children's hospital and a child who depends on it. Learn more at cmn.org.
Booking.com is the easiest way from a day surrounded by noise to a stay surrounded by nature. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Angels will go to the bullpen as we get ready for inning number 8. So Jose Soriano's night is over. He can't win it. He's on the hook for a loss, but He certainly gave the Angels a quality start tonight. 95 pitches, 64 of them for strikes, 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, couple runs, they were earned. There's a pitch that misses. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes on Blaze Jordan. Soriano ended up walking 1 tonight. In the strikeout department, he had 7. And here's the next pitch, and that one on Jordan is ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Angels call to the bullpen, brought to you by Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. We're in the top of the 8th. Cardinals on top in this ball game. 2 runs. They've had only 4 hits. The Angels 1 run, just 3 hits. And this top of the 8th presented by Nike as Jordan fouls that one off on the right side out of play. So it's a 2-1 count. Natera, the rookie, done a nice job for the Angels. Let's pause for station identification on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
AM 830, KLAA, Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
Here's the next pitch. This is a fly ball lifted in the air to Trout in center. It's way up there, so he has to wait for it to come down. He'll make the catch. And so that is out number 1. Jordan is retired. Well, you look at how this game has moved along. Soriano ended up retiring the final 9 in a row and 14 of the last 15. And now Natera's set down the first batter he's faced. So that's 10 straight Cardinal batters retired in a row. And batter now is Jimmy Crooks, their catcher, who chases and misses that one for strike 1.
Yeah, really nice job by Jose Soriano. You talked about it in that second inning, a little bit of help, and this would be a 1-1 game. Unable to turn that double play on that ball that Blaze Jordan hit over to Denzer Guzman. He bobbled the ball, only able to get the out at first.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch. That's right in there for a called strike. 0-2 is the count.
And that looked like the Soriano of old out there tonight.
Here's the next delivery, and that's lifted in the air down the left side, back and out of play. In that Angels weekend series against the Detroit Tigers, there were a lot of scouts here at the Big A, and the case is similar here tonight for this series against the Cardinals. Of course, a lot of people are thinking the Angels are going to be sellers. Whether that turns out to be true or not, we'll find out. You don't think the Angels are going to be buyers with the current situation in last place in the AL West. And then the Cardinals, you're not quite sure which direction they're going to go. And there's a chase and a miss on that 2-strike delivery, and down on strikes goes Crooks. So that's out number 2. And the top of the batting order, Weatherholt will be the next hitter. The Cardinals entering the night, they were among 3 teams tied for the 3rd and final wild card spot in the National League. Here's the pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. Big swing and a miss there by Weatherholt, and the count's 0-1.
And we've been talking about the extension. Obviously, we saw Leahy with that great extension. Natera has that also.
There's a pitch in there for a strike, and the count now is 0-2.
Natera's in the upper 80s as far as where his extension is, percentile. And that's that perceived velocity. It's 94, 95, but hitters just are fooled by it.
And there's a wave and a miss. That was a nasty slider, and that will end the inning. So the Cardinals have had their last 12 batters retired in a row, but they're clinging right now to a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Celebrate.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
You know that one detail in your car nobody else notices, but every time you get in, you see it immediately? For me, it was the factory floor mats. They just weren't built for the way I actually use my car. That's why I switched to TuxMat. Their custom-fit mats are 3D laser scanned to your exact make, model, and year with up to 2.5 times more coverage than most other mats. Plus, the carbon fiber-inspired texture looks like it came with the car. Find your fit at TuxMat.com. That's TuxMat.com.
Like most car buyers, you want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda with over 600 new Mazda vehicles to choose from. Celebrate America's 250th birthday this July in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda during the More to Move You sales event, like the new 2026 Mazda CX-30, starting at only $24,821. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Car crash, call Celino. At Celino, we make sure insurance pays the compensation you deserve.
And as your hometown attorneys, we'll pay you the attention you deserve.
Celino, injury attorneys. Call 888.
Call the 8s.
Car crash, call Celino.
New York, Connecticut, New Jersey.
Ready to bat. We get set to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Soriano is pitching, but this is George Soriano for the St. Louis Cardinals, so he will take over. He replaces Ryan Stanek. Stanek worked last inning, did not allow any hits or runs. He walked one, struck out one, so George Soriano's first pitch here. This is Joe Adell at the plate, and the first one, it's in there for a strike. Soriano for St. Louis, 3.40 ERA. This bottom of the 8th, it's being presented tonight by Farmers and Merchants Bank. Here's the pitch. And that is low. It misses, and the count's even. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Angels with only 3 hits in this game haven't had a hit since the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. That's lined into left, and that's going to fall in for a hit. So Joe Adell's been pretty much the Angel offense tonight. He has 2 of the 4 Angel hits. He's driven in the only Angel run, and he's the tying run on at first base to start off the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, jumped all over that hanging curveball in that 3rd inning for his 14th home run. This is another very good swing by Joe Adell. And you just have to ride that roller coaster in a 162-game season. There's the ups and downs, and Joe Adell certainly was on that downside, and hopefully he's pulling out of it.
Guzman at the plate. First pitch on him was a strike. He's had an 0-for-2 night, couple of ground outs on the left side of the infield, and chases and misses that pitch, as that was a good slider, and the count goes to 0-2. Soriano was with the Miami Marlins a year ago, did some starting and relieving, had a tough season, though, last year. Signed with the Cardinals after he was acquired in the offseason. And there's a chase and a miss at an 0-2 sweeper, and Guzman is a strikeout victim. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Angels are going to pinch hit for Logan O'Hoppe here. Wade Meckler going to get an at-bat.
So Hoppe is 0-for-2 tonight and currently in a 3-for-29 skid will be lifted. And Meckler will be the batter.
Celebrate D23 Day at the Big A on Wednesday, August 12th. The first 23,000 fans will receive a limited release D23 Mickey Mouse bobblehead, plus a limited number of unique golden Mickeys will be randomly distributed. Visit angels.com/promotions.
So Meckler will be the pinch hitter for the Angels. As he digs in, he's hitting .305.
We were talking about it over that whole series against the Tigers. Meckler's at-bats have just disappeared.
Yeah. And there's a chase and a miss for strike one. No balls and one strike. And when you're not getting consistent playing time, and a lot of times coming into pinch hit or coming late in a ball game, it's hard to keep that timing and rhythm going.
Yes.
There's a pitch he takes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Meckler this season is a pinch hitter. He's gone 2 for 5. Here's the pitch. He takes that one, and that pitch missed for a ball. Soriano, a year ago when he was with Miami, he was a guy that really got hurt by the home run ball. He gave up 10 homers in just shy of 37 innings last year. He's done a better job on that front this season, though. Here's the right-hander's pitch. That's hit sharply, and it's caught there by the first baseman. That was a low liner, and then Burleson tried to reach his foot over and get the bag to try and double off Joe Adell. He's lucky he got back. That's out number 2. That could have been an unassisted double play right there.
Believe me, if Joe Adell's not at first, if he's at second, this is a double. And Burleson, because he's holding Adell on, this ball is smoked right down that first base side. And you look at
6 miles per hour at the bat.
Look at Wade Meckler here in the month of July. He's been in 10 games, hitting .364.
Jeez. So here's Neto now with 2 outs, and the pitch. He takes that's right in there for a called strike.
Getting a chance to look at that, and this ball hits the dirt before it hits his glove.
They called it a line out.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch, and that one is low. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count.
Yeah, if Burleson would have tagged Joe Adell and then tagged the bag, that would have been a double play that way.
Yeah.
And they could have challenged that call.
Here's the pitch. And this is grounded sharply, third base side. Boy, that's a diving stop there by the third baseman, but that ball was just foul. As Blaze Jordan went down and got to that one, but it was just foul. It was hugging the line for a while.
He's playing no doubles defense, which means he's right by the line. It's 1 step, and you will be on that foul line, and that's exactly where he ended up feeling that ball just foul.
Two outs, 2 strikes on Neto. Here's the pitch. This is hit high in the air to right field, but it's playable. Waiting for it to come down as Jordan Walker will make the catch, and that is how the inning will end. Angels got that leadoff hit by Joe Adell, but he never got past first base. The 9th is next. Still a 2-1 St. Louis lead on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Fast play.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Guess who said the following?
Once I caught it, I didn't know Bryce made it around second. I thought he was halfway, and I just had to get it in before he got there. But I guess everybody was in the right spot, right time, and made the play to end it.
That's Michael Harris II. after his amazing leaping catch double play to seal the victory in Game 2 of the 2023 NLDS. Catch the next great moment on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball.
Go to the ninth inning, and the Angels have a new pitcher. This is Jose Fermin. All we need is for the Cardinals to pinch hit Jose Fermin against Jose Fermin. They have a Jose Fermin on their team. Here's the delivery, and that's fouled back behind the plate. This is Ivan Herrera batting, and he's happy that he doesn't have to face Soriano again tonight. Soriano struck him out all 3 times he batted. Here's the pitch, and that's a little bit low. So Fermin, who's working for the Angels, he comes in. His ERA is exactly 3.00. He replaces Sammy Matera, did a nice job last inning in the 8th. He retired 3 in a row and did so with a pair of strikeouts. And there's a chase and a miss by Herrera. 2-2 is the count.
Yeah, Jose Fermin has done a very nice job out of the Angels bullpen. Last 11 appearances, ERA sitting at .60, 15 innings pitched, just 1 run allowed.
And there's a chase and a miss, and down on strikes for the 4th time tonight is Herrera, and there's 1 away. So that's 13 Cardinals in a row that have been retired. And 18 of the last 19, but they're going to take some sort of a lead into the bottom of the 9th. There's Burleson at the plate. First pitch of ball on him. The Cardinals yesterday played their 32nd game of the season that was decided by 1 run. And they're in another 1-run game here tonight against the Angels. There's a pitch that is going to miss, and only the White Sox and the Guardians have played more 1-run games than the Cardinals coming into the action tonight. Here's the pitch, and that's a pitch in there for a called strike. Guardians and Cardinals and Guardians and White Sox have played 33 1-run games, and this one could be number 33 tonight for St. Louis. And there's a chase and a miss. And so the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, look at the Cardinals this year. Teams with a winning record, they're 29-33. Teams that are under 500, 22-14. So they have definitely taken care of business on the teams that are under 500 this year.
And in those 1-run games that they played so many of them, 32 of them, they're 17-15 in those 32 games coming into tonight. Count's full. It's 3-2 on Burleson. And here's the payoff, and that's another swing and a miss, another strikeout. So not only are they not getting hits, but they're not making contact. The last 4 Cardinal batters in a row have struck out. 2 gone here in the 9th.
And they're a team that doesn't strike out at all. They are 3rd fewest strikeouts in the majors.
Here's the pitch, and that's in there for a called strike.
Good fastball there, 98. He's got that slider fastball combo working.
Cardinal batters have struck out 11 times tonight. And here's the delivery, and that catches the outside corner on Jordan Walker. Now
The batter is challenging the call strike.
Quickly down 0-2. He's going to challenge this last pitch, though. It was called a strike. We'll see if he's right or wrong, and he is right.
The call is overturned. St. Louis has 2 challenges remaining.
So that one switches from being a strike to a ball, and count goes from 0-2 to 1-1. And here's the pitch. That's outside. It misses. Two and one is the count, and here's the next delivery, and that one is pitch that's outside. 3-1 is the count. This game kind of typifies the Angels season tonight. You get great pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, 19 of the last 20 Cardinal batters have been retired in a row in this game, and they're going to take a lead to the 9th inning, and there's a 3-1 that misses, so that'll snap the string of 14 straight batters retired. It's a 2-out walk here to Walker, and now the inning will continue as Nootbaar will be the next batter.
Fans, buy your Heritage-themed ticket package through angels.com/heritage. Includes a customized jersey along with a ticket to the game. Purchase yours through angels.com/heritage.
Nootbaar, who bats, he's gone 1 for 3. There's a toss over to first base. Walker is back. He's stolen 13 this year. It's top of the 9th inning. It's being presented by Bullet Frontier Whiskey. 2-1 Cardinals, each team with just 4 hits. There goes Walker. Pitches a strike, throw to second. It's going to be late. That's a stolen base, so he gets his 14th.
The batter is challenging the call strike.
And you just heard the home plate umpire, Shane Leibensbarger. The pitch is being challenged, and it is a strike. So the home plate umpire was right on that call. It's not overturned. It's confirmed.
That should be period tonight's attendance. 29,794. 29794.
Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. It misses inside. 1-1. The attendance tonight, 29,794. 29794. Here's the pitch, and that one is low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Morgan for St. Louis, number 61, Riley O'Brien.
Riley O'Brien, the Cardinals' all-star closer, is up in their bullpen as chasing and missing the 2-1 pitches. Nootbaar counts now even. It's 2-2.
A couple innings ago, we had the 7th inning stretch, and that was presented by JMG Security Systems.
Here's the next delivery. Fly ball lifted into left field. This ball's carrying deep out into left, out on the warning track, making the running catch a couple feet in front of the short wall is Josh Lowe. A long out will end the inning. So we will head to the bottom of the 9th. Angels down by a run, 2-1. Here on Angels Radio, also available free on the Angels Radio app.
Angel!
The question isn't whether the world is changing. It's whether you'll be ready for it. At Arizona State University, your education is built around the careers of the future. You learn from renowned faculty and researchers who are driving their fields forward, not just teaching about it. It's why we're ranked number 1 in innovation and number 2 in employability among U.S. public universities. Future-proof your career. Explore more than 350 programs at asuonline.asu.edu. That's a degree better.
The clubhouse spark.
Hunter Pence, another spirited pregame speech.
The staff savior.
Sabathia, a complete game.
The game-changing bat.
Noenas Cespedes, unbelievable.
History shows one move in July can impact all of October.
Strikeout number 13 for Cliff Lee.
He's simply masterful. Who will be the missing piece that changes everything this year? The trade deadline, August 3rd on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Line to left center field. Souza moving over. Can he get there? He makes it down. He counts. He makes it down. He counts. He holds on. It's a no-hitter. It's a no-hitter for Jordan Zimmerman. What a play by Souza to end the game and clinch a no-hitter for Zimmerman. And it's a mob scene up the third base line.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
When legacy automation starts impacting visibility and downtime, it may be time to consider modernization. Graybar's automation specialists work alongside your team to help you identify risks and map out realistic upgrade paths without unnecessary.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Angels trail it 2-1. Riley O'Brien, an all-star, representing the Cardinals last Tuesday in Philadelphia at the All-Star game. First-time All-Star will take over. And you look at his numbers this year, 3-3 record. This is game 41. ERA is 3.35. He's had 25 saves this season, 4 blown saves. And opponents are hitting just .221 against this right-hander. 6'4", 180-pounder. Had 6 saves a year ago. Here's the pitch. And the first one, that's right in there for a called strike. It was a fastball. He has a sweeper, changeup. And here's the next pitch. This is grounded foul. Mike Trout, the batter, fouls it off on the third base side. O'Brien replacing George Soriano on the mound. He worked last inning in the bottom of the 8th against the Angels, gave up a hit, no runs, didn't walk any, struck out 1 batter. O'Reilly is their 4th pitcher of the night. Riley O'Brien, and there's a pitch there that moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a fastball there at 98. His average fastball is 98.2. We talked about that sweeper. Unbelievable this year. Teams are hitting 0-31 against that sweeper. 1 for 32.
Trout takes that one for a ball. Mike Trout tonight, 0 for 3 tonight, couple ground outs and a strikeout to pitch. And that is on the outside corner, and he is out looking. 1 away.
Yeah, that's painted on the outside corner. Trout just could not pull the trigger there.
7 strikeouts against the Angels tonight. Here's Shonowell. He's had a single and a walk. Also grounded out. He's 1 for 2 tonight. The pitch on Shonowell takes inside. And he's going to challenge this call. It's going to be challenged by the Cardinals. They think it's a strike. It's not.
The call is confirmed.
The call is confirmed, so the count is 1 ball, no strikes on Shonowell. Here's O'Brien's next pitch. That's called strike on the inside corner. Riley O'Brien, a former 8th-round pick of the Rays. That was back in 2017. He was in the Seattle organization for a time. Came over to the Cardinals from Seattle back in November of 2023. And there's a pitch that is going to miss for ball 2. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Angels trailing this game 2-1. Angels have had only 2 hits since the end of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. This is a ground ball, and this is a hit out of the reach of the second baseman, Weatherholt, and through into right center. And Shonowell just keeps getting hits right now. He has been the Angels' hottest hitter of late. He's the tying run over there at first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th.
And we're going to get a pinch runner. Oswald Peraza is going to pinch run for Shonowell. Shonowell coming out of the box was thinking 2, and he had to slam on the brakes by the time Jordan Walker got that ball back in. There's only been 1 double in the game, and that came in the 2nd inning, and that was by Jordan Walker, and that's presented by Surfside iced tea, no bubbles, no troubles, just doubles. Now Jorge Soler, boy, I think it's time for him to run into one here. He becomes the winning run at home plate.
It would be nice to see. Here's the pitch, and the first one he's taking, and that was a sinker at 98. It just missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Soler has not homered in his last 13 games. The pitch, and that one is a pitch that misses ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. O'Brien has averaged a strikeout an inning. The walk total's a little bit high, not outrageous, as Soler swings at that one and fouls it off over on the right side, backing out of play.
Oswald Peraza, 12 bags this year. The Angels take a chance, get him on the move, try to get him into scoring position.
Two and one, the count on Soler. The pitch. And he just got a piece of that one, fouling it off outside the batter's circle.
Well, that was a good swing by Soler. He was all over that fastball at 97. And you just don't, you feel like that's going to be the last fastball he sees. You expect him to throw that sweeper.
O'Brien's allowed just 2 homers in 40 appearances this year. Here's the pitch, and he tried to come in inside there with that sweeper, and that one misses. So it's a full count, 3-2. 2-1. St. Louis on top, bottom of the 9th. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch, and that one comes in, and that ball there looked like it might have got a piece of Soler. It was going to be a walk either way. It was way inside. He is officially hit by the pitch, and that'll put runners at first and second.
Yeah, that was a sweeper, and it didn't do anything. It started right at Soler, just spins. Ends up hitting Soler right in that left hamstring area, and the Angels will use another pinch runner, and it's Jose Siri who now becomes the winning run. And the Angels shocked the Cardinals. They had a devastating loss last night. You mentioned it earlier. They had a 7-run lead. They did not finish that one off, can the Angels? And they have one of their hottest hitters. You talked about Shonawell. Grissom's been right there with Shonawell.
Grissom hasn't gotten it out of the infield in 3 times up tonight. Here's the pitch. Way outside. It misses for a ball. Angels have been mighty quiet coming into this bottom of the 9th. A base hit here likely ties at the pitch. This is lifted high in the air. This ball's traveling deep out into right field. It's out by the wall, and that ball is going to bang off the wall. Angels get a run to tie it, and will have runners at second and third. And boy, that one might have been a home run here.
Yeah, they're going to have this looked at, no question. I thought this hit above the yellow line.
Yeah.
It was the first base umpire, Mark Rippiker, that signaled that this was off the wall. But I am with Kurt Suzuki, who is out of that Angels dugout. I think this ball gets over the yellow line.
Yeah, they got to take a look at this.
Oh, for sure. This would be an umpire's review here. Certainly any ball that has potentially out, you can ask for the umpires to review this. We're getting a really good look at it now. Nope.
No, it didn't get out.
The top of the wall.
Yeah. It hit the yellow line, but it stayed in play, and it hit the bottom part of the yellow line. That will not be a home run, but the Angels have tied the game and have runners at second and third here, and only 1 out.
This is inches from being a walk-off 3-run home run for Vaughn Grissom.
The ruling on the field is that the ball did not leave the playing field. We are checking for a potential home run. This will be a crew chief review.
So again, they're reviewing it as we speak. But I don't I think it's going to be a home run. So we're going to have some more baseball here, and Josh Lowe will be the batter. But, boy, the Cardinals are in another one of those situations right now where they blew a 7-run lead yesterday and lost in 10 innings.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The ball was alive in play.
Yep, you just heard the final verdict right there by Dan Bellino, the crew chief. So it goes down as a double.
Yeah, for some reason, Jose Siri went back to tag up on this baseball. If he gets halfway on this ball right here, he scores. He scores easily, but he was going back to try to tag up, to move up, to get into scoring position. If he just maintained where he was halfway, he scores on that, and this game would have been over.
And now they're going to intentionally walk Josh Lowe. Wait, Joe Adell's going to come up to the plate. All you need is a fly ball deep enough to the outfield here. Angels are in a fantastic situation as far as winning this game, but they need to win it.
And the outfielders have to play very shallow. They have to play in a depth to where if they do catch the ball, they have to be able to get it to home plate in the air. And you've got the speedy Jose Siri at third base. Infield's going to play in. They're going to have to play in. They're going to try to cut Siri down at the plate. Angels, you're right. This ball, if you could put a ball in play, you feel like the Angels will win this game. And what an unbelievable comeback. And again, Vaughn Grissom inches away from walking the Cardinals off. And he thought he got it, too. I thought he got it.
So the meeting at the mound is over. Adell's had a good night. He came in ice cold. He was 0 for 24, but a 2-hit night tonight, including a homer. Infield in the first pitch, and that's outside. Angels had the bases loaded, 2-2 the score. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Outfielders extremely shallow. Here's the pitch. And Adell takes, that's in there for a called strike, and he's going to challenge the call.
The batter has challenged the called strike.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked really good, actually. Oh.
It's a ball. It was low.
It was. He has so much movement on that sweeper that one just bent right out of the strike zone.
So now it's a 2-0 count. A walk would force in a run. Here's the pitch. And that's ball 3. That's high. Wow. He has to throw a strike.
You mentioned the Angels offense has been quiet all night long here until the ninth.
Here's the 3-0, and it hits him, and it's going to win the ball game. That's a walk-off hit batter. Angels come away with the victory 3-2, and my goodness, back-to-back losses by St. Louis yesterday when they blew a 7-run lead and lost in 10 innings, and tonight a walk-off hit batter in the bottom of the ninth beats them here at the Big A. Angels win this game 3-2, and you can put a halo over this one.
Unbelievable ninth inning for the Angels against the all-star closer. And Joe Adell wears it, and there's not many times when you get drilled that you got a smile on your face, and Joe Adell's got the biggest smile on his face heading over to the Angels dugout, and he got mobbed at first base for getting hit by a pitch.
14th time this year he's been hit by a pitch, and that one wins the game.
And again, Joe's got the huge smile on his face. Big night for Joe Adell. What a comeback for the Halos, snatching one from the Cardinals. The offense has been just non-existent in this game, and boy, did it come to life. And it came to life with Nolan Shonowell getting things started here in the ninth.
So the Angels are victorious here tonight at the Big A. We're going to send it down. Trent Rush is standing by with Joe Adell.
I am with the hero of the night, Joe Adell. That's one way to get it done tonight, hit by a pitch to end up with the victory in this game. Can you walk me through the at-bat to be able to challenge the call in that situation, knowing what you need to do with the bases loaded?
Yeah, 100%. It was definitely a time to
Look
try
out.
to challenge.
Look out!
I don't know why I don't look. I know it's coming.
You know it's coming. It's a walk-off. But a huge at-bat there. How about earlier in the game to be able to hit the home run to get it started? I know how hard you've been working to get out of that jam, but to be able to hit a home run there, what'd that mean to you?
It was huge. Just had to simplify and kind of get back to the pitches that I drive well and, not try to do too much. And most of the time when you do that, good things happen. So that was kind of my goal.
Back-to-back wins here, a good way to start this series. How about this Halo team to be able to get a job done tonight in front of these fans here to start the series?
No matter what, we're never going to quit. That's not in us. We're coming out here every day to give everything we got, and that's what it's about. So let's keep it rolling.
Joe, well done, and congrats on the win.
Thanks, Trent.
All right, Terry, Mark, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Trent. What a way to win a ball game.
It's so bizarre. It's certainly for the All-Star closer Riley O'Brien, and his command was off. Obviously, Shonowell gets things started with a base hit. Then he hits Jorge Soler. He hit two batters there in the ninth inning, set the table. Von Grissom misses a walk-off home run by 3 inches. And certainly it's Joe Adell getting hit on a 3-0 fastball that hits off his left shoulder, and the Angels walk off the Cardinals.
So we have the second game coming up tomorrow night, and boy, the Cardinals have to be absolutely shell-shocked right now.
Certainly after losing that game last night, or yesterday, I should say, when they had a 7-run lead. And again, the Angels' offense was just non-existent in this game, and then the right guys were coming up to the plate. Obviously, with Shonowell as hot as he's been, and Von Grissom, both those guys are really carrying the offense here in the month of July. Both of them contribute big time, and then it's Joe Adell who really snapped out of it in that third inning with that monster home run that he hit on a hanging breaking ball. And Joe Adell, 2 for 3 in this game tonight, had a single in the 8th, and then the getting hit by a pitch, a 3-0 fastball, hits him in the left shoulder for the Angels. A very bizarre way to win a ball game, but the Angels will take it any way they can get it.
The pitching certainly was the big story for the Angels tonight, and that was across the board.
I agree, and Jose Soriano, this is the Soriano that we saw at the beginning of the season, really dominant in this game. He gives up 2 runs, and those 2 runs could have been 1 run if Denzer Guzman actually makes a play and turns a double play there in that second inning. That's the inning where he gave up 2 runs. Then he went to work, and it was fun to watch Soriano. Not really overpowering as far as the fastball, but the curveball was a big player in this game. Really used the curveball well. Really, I think, one of those starts that you can really start to build off of. And for Soriano, he didn't get the win in this game, but the bullpen was fantastic. Sammy Natera Jr., a 1 shutout innings. Fermin was outstanding in his innings worth of work. A couple of strikeouts for Fermin. So Angels bullpen hold it down and just gave them the opportunity to have a 9th inning, and the Angels had one.
Mark, the Angels coming into tonight's ball game when trailing after 8 innings, 0-49.
Well, we could put a 1 by that 0 right now.
Yeah.
And then what a bizarre way to win the ball game. You thought that Von Grissom walked him off, and Von Grissom thought he got it. That ball is inches from going over that right field wall.